I mean, attitude is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest indicators for your success. Like, dude, when I was younger and I first started working, my attitude sucked. It sucked, right? I started out as a dishwasher. My boss didn't like me because I had a bad attitude. I didn't want to move up, right? One, I didn't want to be a cook. Okay, I don't like cooking. I don't like being responsible for other people's food, right? Then I got another job. Boss didn't like me there either, right? And then I started working at Tommy Hilfiger, and everybody in there had a bad attitude. We all had a bad attitude. People were stealing, right? And I almost lost my job. I got in fights with my boss because of my bad attitude, and it hindered my career. It stopped me from moving up in the company, right? What happened was there was a switch though. We got a new manager when I was at Tommy Hilfiger, and she was awesome, right? And one day I remember the change. And all she did was she walked by me and she was like, Michael, you know, you have a really nice smile. You should smile more, you know? Because I walked around with this bad attitude face all the time, you know? Like don't mess with me. That's just how I grew up. You know, I just had this front on all the time. When really I'm kind of a goofball in my natural state, right? But because of where I grew up and the people that I was around, I always had to have this front on so that other people hopefully would leave me alone. Because for me, walking down the street, somebody come out of their yard and want to fight me for no reason at all, right? And that's the mentality that I had growing up. So she just reminded me to smile. And from there, and about a month after that, with her being the manager and her, you know, just improving the place in general, getting rid of bad eggs, getting rid of bad people who were stealing, I moved up to the lead cashier, which is like just below like a supervisor position, right? And I crushed it at that position. My attitude was good. You know, I became a good leader in that position, right? Moved in there, went to be a lifeguard. Again, though, my attitude started to suck. And that hindered me from moving up in that company, right? I got in fights with my bosses. Like, attitude is such a big deal when it comes to moving up and getting more money and, you know, bettering your life in whatever position you're in, right? So many people think that they deserve better, but they're not even crushing it where they are right now. They're not even doing well in the position they are now. Like, why would anybody give you more responsibility or more money or more anything when you're not doing good at what you're doing right now, right? And that's the mentality that I had to switch. Before I left the lifeguard position, I didn't end up moving up because I changed my attitude, right? And then I went and became a massage therapist and started off at Massage Envy. And I did everything I could to keep a positive mindset. You know, I wanted to be known as the most positive person, right? And I constantly got that from people. You know, I had clients. One client asked me, she's like, "Do you go to church?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" Like, she goes, "I don't know. You're just so happy all the time, so positive." Not that going to church means you have to be happy. It's just that was just a question, right? She's just noticing that I'm always in a good mood, and when I'm at work, at least. And it's not that I was, it's just that that's just how I acted while I was there, right? I never wanted to be that negative person. I never wanted to be that person who's talking crap about other people around the workplace and spreading gossip, right? And because of that, and I worked my freaking butt off, I had a goal of becoming the best therapist that was there. I wanted to improve my massage and every single day. And I ended up moving up to lead therapist there as well. And that's all attitude, right? It's all attitude and mindset. And from there, I started reading business books and management books so I can get better at that position, and self-help books and sales and customer service, because I wanted to be the best all around, like at greeting people. Like, I got some feedback from clients while I was there who were intimidated by me. They said, when I first met you, I was intimidated by you. Because that's just the way you come off. But then once you started talking and I got to know you, you were so funny and goofy, and so I had to start working on my first impression, you know, and how I came off to people, and my energy, my attitude, my body language. Those things are how people judge you when they first see you, where they first meet you, right? How are you carrying yourself? How are you dressed? You know, what's your face look like? What's your body language? Are you putting out good vibes, or are you putting out leave me the heck alone vibes? You know, don't mess with me vibes. You know, so that's something that I started to improve on. That's something and so my customer service got better. My clientele started to build. I got more requests, and from there, when I started reading the business books, and then my private clientele started to grow because I got different information in my head. Before, I couldn't get 1 to 2 massages a month. That's about my max that I was doing when I was on my own doing private clients. Started reading business books and sales and customer service and improving in those areas. And I went from 1 to 2 massages a month to 7 to 8 a week in about 3 months, right? I went from making $100 to $200 a month to about $1,200 to $1,400 a month on the side from my regular job. And so I continued to grow that for the rest of that year. And after a year, I went out on my own. I went out on my own fully, and now I own my own business. I own a spa. Again, from attitude. When I started at this spa, I was just renting one room, but I walked around here like I owned the place. I treated this place like it was mine. I acted like it was mine. I helped the owners like it was mine. I didn't get paid for none of that. And now I own it. I'll own the building, maybe one day. But now everybody in here who rents space where I used to pay the owner rent, they all pay me rent now. And I don't say that to brag. I say that just to show you what attitude and a willingness to work hard does, right? If I walked around here with a bad attitude and complained all the time that maybe the owners weren't doing what they're supposed to be doing or whatever, then they asked me to partner with them. And when it came time for them to want to get out, they just asked if I wanted to take it over, and I said yes, right? Because they knew that I loved this place. They knew that I wanted to be here. They knew that I've always taken care of it like it was my own. And so they came to me first when it was time to get rid of it, where it was time for them to move on. And that's the power of attitude, right? That's the power of hard work, Again, like if I walk around here with a bad attitude, if I walked around Massage Envy with a bad attitude, thinking that I deserve more when I'm not even doing great at what I'm doing now, I will never move up. But I see it countless time and time again when somebody is crushing it where they are, when their attitude is great, right? When they love what they do, even if they don't love what they do, but they make you believe that they do, they move up and they move out to a better opportunity. And it's the ones who are there with a bad attitude, who aren't working hard, who think that they deserve better than this, but they're not putting in the work. They're the ones who are miserable, thinking that they like I said, like they deserve better. But they're not willing to do anything. They're not willing to change anything. They're not willing to put new information in their head so that they can have a different outcome in their life. Those are the ones who stay where they're at and complain about why they're broke all the time. Don't be that person. Get new information. Read books from successful people. This is all I did. I got new information about how to handle money. I got new information about how to handle clients and get better at customer service. And it changed my life. You cannot sit around with the same information that you have in the same crappy situation that you're in and expect different results. You have to get some new information. You have to change your mindset. The mindset is the most important thing when it comes to you attaining success in life. That's what's holding you back.